Hello there, my name is Paris Clough, and this is Financial Self-Reliance. At Financial Self-Reliance, we believe that your mindset changes everything. We believe that if you knew the mindsets and the skill sets, you would know exactly what to do to grow your assets. I'm going to share with you three things in this video. The first thing is, who is Financial Self-Reliance? The second thing is, what makes us different from all the other channels out there? And third, I'm going to share with you what we're going to do with this channel to see if it's the kind of channel that you'd like to be subscribed to. Make sure you watch to the end of this video where I tell you what you can do to see if you have what it takes to become wealthy. So let's get started. About 20 years ago, I was working for a firm and they told me that I qualified for the 401k. I was pretty excited, except I didn't even know what a 401k was. All I knew about money back then was that it was green and I wanted more of it. Does that sound familiar? Basically what I did is I decided that I was going to learn how to figure out what this 401k thing meant. When I asked some of my coworkers what they were doing to invest in their 401k or in the 401k at the company, they said things like throwing darts and flipping coins. I didn't want to leave my financial future to chance, so I decided to read some books about what it is to really invest properly and what it is to really make sure that I was doing the right things with my money. And so in the process of doing that, I had one of my coworkers come up to me one day and say, "Paris, can you teach me what you're learning about this 401k, about investment, retirement plans?" And I said, "Well, I'm not really a professional, but I can share with you what I'm reading in these books." She'd been at several other companies and she'd really never understood or had anybody ever explain to her exactly what it is and how to invest properly and how to plan properly and pick the right investments for her 401k. I sat down with her one day on a break and I shared with her the things that I learned from the books that I've been reading. And she looked at me with a look and I said, "What?" And she said, "Paris, you have a gift. I finally understand what it means to invest in my 401k. You should do this for a living." And I had never thought about that until that point. I was going to school to get into international business and do some other things. And it actually changed the whole course of my future. I found out that I really loved money and I loved understanding how money worked. And so I decided that I'd make a career out of it, and I was recruited shortly thereafter by a financial services firm. In the process of doing that, I created an agency, I trained dozens of agents, and I worked with hundreds of clients to help them to develop strategies so that they could grow and increase their wealth and to achieve their goals and their financial dreams. And over the last almost 20 years, I've been able to sit down with hundreds of clients across the kitchen table to give them exactly what they need. Several years ago, I had the opportunity to meet with an older couple, and this couple really affected me, and they really gave me a different perspective on life and what I should be doing with my own money. And so I'd like to share the story with you. See, as I sat with this family, we were in their mobile home. And as I sat down on the couch, I wondered if the couch would even support my weight. As I sat across from this husband and wife, I went through some things with them financially, and I realized that there was really nothing that they were going to be able to do with their finances. The wife actually ended up showing me in her kitchen how she had more medicine than food. And I was really affected by this appointment and this potential client. And when I sat down with him, I said, "What happened? How did you come to this?" She said, "You know, our whole lives, Paris, we lived at our income. We spent every year, we would buy the new car, we would buy the new lease, we'd have the biggest homes, we would have all the nicest things in our house. And the one thing we never did, or we didn't do properly, was save for our future. And now today we're suffering for that." It just was so shocking to me. She turned to me, I remember this very clearly, she turned to me and she says, "Paris, if you're a financial advisor, will you please tell young people they need to save for their future? It's more important to save for the future than it is to be buying everything year after year." This was a couple, a real life example of a couple who spent their income every year and didn't save properly, didn't invest properly, and made it to the end with nothing. That statistic is a statistic that I'm not comfortable with. I wanted to help that couple, but there was nothing that I could do because they had nothing that I could work with. If I can save one family, if I can save one individual from having that as their result, I will have been successful in life. One of the things that I realized as I've met with older Americans and seniors as part of my business, I've realized what the end game is. I've sat down across the desk from a multimillionaire in his 70s, and I've sat down, as I've just shared with you, in mobile home parks with shag carpet with people who have more medicine in their cupboards than they do food. I've sat down across the kitchen table from the extremes, and I'm here to tell you that the people who take time to plan are the ones that make it. People don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. And Financial Self-Reliance is here to help you develop a plan to get you from where you are today to where you want to be so that you don't end up as a statistic. Hit the like button if you're getting value out of this video so far. So let me ask you a question. Do you ever think about money? Comment below the things that you think about and the things that keep you up at night regarding money. And let's see if we can answer some of those questions and some of those comments to be able to help you in your journey to financial freedom and financial self-reliance. So you might ask, what makes financial self-reliance any different than any of the other channels out there? That's a great question. In fact, I'll be honest with you. Before I started this channel, I watched dozens of channels. I watched dozens of videos. I looked at what was out there. And quite frankly, I was a little bit nervous. There were some good people with some good intentions, but you know the old saying, the road to hell is paved with good intention. And there's some guys out there that really know what they're talking about. So don't get me wrong, there's a lot of really good channels. I hope to be another voice teaching the same financial fundamentals, the same principles of finance that will help you get from where you are today to where you want to go financially. What makes me different is 20 years of actual experience across the kitchen table working with individuals and families. I've helped families change their outlook and their mindset about how money really works. I've helped them develop a budget. I've helped them develop an understanding of the importance of cash flow, knowing what's coming in and what's going out. I've helped them develop a savings account. I've helped them develop proper insurance. I've helped them to develop a strategy to get out of debt quickly. I've helped them prepare their credit. I have had clients that I've taught how to invest properly, where to invest properly, in what vehicles to invest properly so that they get the best rates of return for the risk that they can tolerate, where they can get the best tax advantages. And then I've helped people really understand what it means to leave a legacy. Because what's the point of creating a bunch of wealth, living out a great life, and then just leaving nothing to anybody and never changing the world or changing this place or making this place any better than anybody else? A lot of my clients, when I talk to them about leaving a legacy, that is a very important thing for them. They want to be able to teach their kids and their grandkids, and or at least leave this world a better place than when they arrived. So this is what I plan to do with the channel. I'm going to help you learn how to turn your income into wealth. I'm also going to go through the myths about money. We're going to discuss those in detail. I'm going to share with you the exact formulas and recipes that millionaires have followed to become wealthy and increase their net worth. I also want to have some fun with this channel. In fact, there's a lot of marketing companies, a lot of marketing gurus, guys who get PhDs, they go to school for many years. They learn how to get you to spend your money in their store, make commercials and advertisements that get you to consume their products. And they have an unfair advantage. They're highly trained. I call them financial assassins. These guys are highly trained. They come in there, they try to do all their manipulations, all their influences, their persuasions, and they get you to want this product or service so bad that you're willing to whip out your credit card and you're willing to buy whatever it is. And they know exactly what emotions to play on. They know exactly what to do to get you to buy, and you have no defense. So at Financial Self-Reliance, I'm going to help you develop the defense necessary so that when these marketing guys come at you, when they attack you with what are called the weapons of influence, you know exactly how to defend yourself and you know exactly how to keep yourself protected from these marketing gurus who are trying desperately to get you to spend your money on their products. You need to use your money to create your own wealth. Don't use your money to create someone else's wealth. And that's what Financial Self-Reliance is going to help you do. Click the subscribe button if you'd like to learn the weapons of influence and how you can defend yourself. I'd like to share with you a little bit about why I chose the name Financial Self-Reliance. It's a little bit different than financial independence. And the reason why I chose that is because to me, financial self-reliance is believing that you can develop the skills necessary to accomplish anything you set your mind to. Not having to depend on others, but choosing to work with others, to synergize with them, and to create a greater result that you can create on your own. I don't think we have to do everything, but I think it's important to be able to have a self-reliant attitude that if you didn't find or know anybody that could do something that you needed to have done, that you believe that you could learn the skills necessary to accomplish the task so that you didn't have to depend on someone else. I believe that if someone can learn it, anyone can learn it. And that means you. If it can be learned, you can learn it. Unless someone has some strange capacity, like a contortionist or something, sometimes those things can't be learned. We just have to have the right body for that thing. But almost everything else in life can be learned. Hit like if you agree that you can learn anything you set your mind to. What are some of the things that you want to learn more about money? Go ahead and put in the comments below something that you'd like to know more about money. And while you're on your way down, why don't you hit the like button and the subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos While you're waiting for the next video to come out, I have a little survey for you to take in the description. And this survey will give you a snapshot or give you a quick idea of whether or not you have potential to become wealthy. I hope you come to trust and respect us as we prove to you our commitment to our mission to help individuals and families develop empowering beliefs and emotions about money and to develop the necessary skills to become self-reliant, build wealth, and live a life of abundance. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one, where I will give a brief overview of the 7 key areas that I found as a financial services professional. So make sure you subscribe. You're not going to want to miss this video.